Hi, this is Debasis Sabath. I'm working in Mindfare Solutions. Today I'll discuss about what is a full collection scan and how we should avoid it. When I ask people on full collection scan, most of them will say like if a collection does not have an index, then all our query will do a full collection scan. Well, this is partially correct. The reason I am saying this is partially because there will be some instances where we have indexes on the collection, but still the query will do a full collection, full scan. So in that scenario, means we are sure there are different things we need to take care, even though we have indexes. So to ensure like your query will not going to do any full collection scan. So let me show you an example or like how Mongo internally search if it is a full collection scan. You can see here I have let's say like I have 7 documents or 5 documents. Inside the documents, let's say I want to search the document number 5. So I have given this find query. So if it is means if you don't have any index on this collection, then the way it will search is it will first search the document 1, then it will go to document 2. It is the kind of a linked list. So basically, like it needs to traverse all the collection to get the search result. But if we have index, right? Let's say we have created index on this collection. So when you create the index, then usually Mongo stores those index in a B tree manner, or it is a like tree manner, right? So so here what it will do is it will check like how many. Let's say like we have 7 documents. So it will sort the first the document 4 on top, right? Then it will follow one rule, that is whatever the document that are lesser than the main, that needs to go left. If it is more than that main document, then it will go to the right. So in this fashion it will store the 7 documents in this manner. Let's say if I want to search a thing that is available on document number 7, like in this document. So in that scenario, it will first go to the document 4, then it is check, okay, this is document 7, so it is greater than this, and go right, and it is document 7. So still it is greater than, go right, and now you got the result. So you can see for document 7, it just traverse 1, 2, then you got the result. So now you understand like how fast it will be if you'll do a index and ensure like your query is using that index. uh, like there are different things if you'll do an index that needs to taken care of. One is like most of the time people are saying, let's say I have created an index and we know like means some of our query we need to sort them as a descending manner. So people what they used to do is they go to the, they'll create another index with the same element, but it is the order will be descending. But my friend, if you are doing a index on a particular element for like one is ascending order, one is descending order, then actually MongoDB does not care like if it is ascending or descending. Let's say like you have created an index on a in ascending order. Now in your query you are trying to search in a descending. Then MongoDB is smart enough to understand. Okay, this is descending, so I'll go traverse from the backward. So that is the most of the time people are doing some mistakes. Then the next one is when you are doing a query and we know like there are multiple elements or multiple filters in that query or in that search criteria. So in that scenario it is best to go with compound index rather than the single index. But if you are doing a compound index, you ensure like the order of your search criteria is the same as your index order. Let's say like if you will not maintain the order, then there will be instance you have created compound index, your query is like using those elements, but still it will not going to do means use that index. So it is very important to maintain the order. Okay, let me show you some example, right? So it will give a clear idea. Like here you can see I have one collection, right, that is called user, and it has four elements. One is the user ID and the gender and the role, if that user is a like super admin, owner, and or else like if it is a like member or guest, like different roles, and the when that user has last visited this site, right? So to do that, what I have done is I have stored all this data in the collection, and there are about like 20,000. We can do a search db dot user dot count. Yeah, so there are 20,000. Sorry, there are 2 lakhs document. So it is a huge, right? So you have seen the elements, right? What are the elements like gender, role, and this. Let's say if I want to make a query to this collection to know how many owners that are like male. So I have to write a query. It will search like where gender is equal to male and role is equal to owner, right? So let me do that. You can see here db user find role is equal to owner, gender is equal to male. Then I have just given explain so that we'll know how it executes. Basically, like this explain is a very useful tool that provides in MongoDB, where you can see like how your means query exactly works with those indexes, right? So right now you can see like I don't have any index. We can see here uh, db user dot get indexes. So what it will do is it will return you what are the indexes available on this particular collection. So you can see the default one is the id, that is the default one, right? So apart from id we don't have any other indexes. So now if we'll run the query and see, like it is saying the cursor is basic cursor, that means it is not using any index, obviously because we have not created any index, right? And the important thing is we have already know like the total count or document count is 2 lakhs. If this count is same as your nscan or nscan object, right, that means it is doing a full collection scan. So either you can see like if it is the cursor is basic cursor, then it is a full collection scan, or if your document count, if the collection document count is same as your nscan or nscan object, right? So in that scenario, we can say it is a full collection scan. So you can see it is taking more time. Now let's create one index because we know it is searching like role is equal to owner. Let's create one index on owner. Okay. So let me create here like I'm using ensure index to create one index on the role column. So now you can see it has created the index. We can also quickly check in get index. Now we can see the index has been created. It is called role, right? The role one role. Now if you execute the query, the same query, what like role is equal to owner and gender is equal to male, and I'm doing a explain. Now you can see it is using a b-tree cursor. That means it is using index, right? If cursor is equal to b-tree cursor, and it is using a role one, that means it is using the role index. And here you can see the nscan and nscan object. It is not 2 lakhs. That means it is not searching the entire collection. Rather, it is searching 40,231. and this n is your number of records or documents that matches with the criteria. So this way we can say, oh, okay, this is now optimized, but we know like this query is using two search criteria. One is role is equal to vendor and gender is equal to male. That means there are like possibility we can create a compound index and see whether it is really faster or it is not, right? You can see the millisecond is total millisecond is taking is 117. So let me create one more index. um, Ensure one, then I'll add one more. It is called gender one. So now I'm creating a compound index like role and gender, right? And you can see the order like the role and gender is the same as the order like here in this query role and gender. So then let's create it. Oh, now it is created. We can check. See, now we have one index for role that we have already created. Now we have created another index that is role and gender, right? So now let's execute the query. See, the time taken is 68 millisecond. The earlier one, whereas it is uh, 117, like 117 millisecond. So definitely the compound index, because it is like less than half, I guess, right? So it is giving a more optimal result. So here you can see the n scan, it is only 20,069, right? That means the number of document we is that matches with the your search criteria, it is same at the number of indexes it has searched or number of means iteration it has done for searching those elements. So definitely that is very faster. So this is like one way this explain means using explain tool we can ensure like if we are doing a full collection scan or it is using index, right? Then there is another way that is called means we'll tell MongoDB, hey MongoDB, you don't do any full collection scan. That means we're giving a restriction to MongoDB. So that we can do, but remember this is called no table scan. That is a command or this is a parameter we need to set, but that will act on all the collection. It is not for a specific collection. Means that will act on the complete your DB, right? So let me tell you, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like on that entire DB, I'm setting like set parameter one for node table scan is equal to one. That means I'm setting like it will not do any notable scan, right? Now let's drop the indexes because right now we are using index, so definitely it will not do the full collection scan. So to check that, let's drop those indexes that we have created just few minutes back. So one I have dropped, that is role and gender. Then there is another index that I need to drop, that was created for role. So now let's see like how many indexes. We don't have any means special index. This is the only one that ID is present. So now let's execute. Remember, now we have said to MongoDB like it will not going to do any full collection scan. Let's execute the query and see it is throwing one error because when you'll do this collection scan and right now we don't have any index, so it will try to do a full collection scan and MongoDB says, oh, see there is already parameters set, like you cannot do any full collection scan, so sorry, we cannot execute that query. So, friend, like these are the different ways we can ensure like your query is not performing any full collection scan, right? So these are the please go through all this, and I think it will be very beneficial if you are doing any collection scan on MongoDB to use either any indexes, either it's a single index or compound. But if you are doing a compound index, ensure like the order is maintained correctly. Thank you.